This is the AI news flash for July 28th, 3 p.m. UTC. First up, the cost of insuring Nvidia's debt against default has spiked, spreading concern about AI-related debt through the credit markets. Nvidia's 5-year credit default swaps rose as much as 0.14 percentage point on Monday, reaching about 0.82 percentage point a year. That is the largest intraday jump since the contracts began trading actively in November. The trigger is a report that Nvidia is in talks to provide a guarantee of as much as $250 billion so that OpenAI can lease computing power from a 10-gigawatt data center campus in Pike County, Ohio. Critics point to a circular structure taking shape between Nvidia, OpenAI, and SoftBank, where you buy from me and I invest in you. The reason a backstop is needed at all is that OpenAI is not yet profitable and cannot obtain an investment-grade credit rating on its own. Nvidia's most recent quarterly filing discloses just $3.5 billion of maximum exposure across all its lease guarantees, meaning the reported backstop would be roughly 71 times its current guarantee book. Equity markets reacted as well. On Tuesday, the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index fell more than 5%, with AMD down more than 8%, and Micron and SK Hynix each down more than 5%. In Korea, Samsung Electronics fell more than 13% and SK Hynix more than 14%. China's CXMT, surging 470% on its Shanghai trading debut, added pressure on memory pricing, so circular financing and Chinese competition are now weighing on the sector at the same time. Second, payments giant Visa is cutting about 2,600 jobs, roughly 7% of its workforce. Visa employs around 34,100 people, and the reductions are concentrated in technology and product teams. Chief Executive Ryan McInerney said AI is streamlining routine tasks and accelerating product development, and is helping shape the way work gets done at Visa. He also noted that AI was not the only driver behind the decision. The freed-up capital is set to be redirected toward consumer payments, commercial and money movement solutions, and value-added services spanning stablecoin, cross-border, and business-to-business products. McInerney said he has deep conviction that the company is doing what is right for Visa, its clients, and its partners as it continues to focus on driving efficiency. The announcement came before Tuesday's open, and Visa shares rose about 2.1% in pre-market trading. Quarterly earnings were scheduled for after the close the same day. It is a notable case of double-digit scale workforce optimization tied to AI reaching even a relatively stable corner of the payments industry. Third, Reddit is reportedly considering cutting Google off from using its content to train AI models. According to a Wall Street Journal report, Reddit is weighing whether to let its licensing agreement with Alphabet lapse rather than renew it. The deal, finalized in 2024, pays Reddit about $60 million a year in exchange for permission to train AI models on Reddit content. The concern is whether the compensation matches what is being given up. Reddit generated roughly $2.5 billion in revenue over the preceding 4 quarters, so $60 million a year is less than 2.5% of the total. Meanwhile, as search results increasingly surface AI-generated summaries, users may stop visiting Reddit itself, which threatens traffic over the long term. Reddit shares have fallen more than 20% over the past year, and the balance of power between AI companies and content owners is being reconsidered. Whether a platform that owns the data chooses to protect its own traffic over near-term licensing revenue is a decision that could ripple across other platforms. Fourth, Brookfield Asset Management expects about 6.5 gigawatts of AI data center capacity to come online in India over the next 5 years. A senior executive disclosed the projection on Tuesday. The 6.5 gigawatt figure refers to India's wider data center market rather than Brookfield's own plans. India currently has roughly 1.5 gigawatts of installed capacity, almost all of it serving uses other than AI. Brookfield's Indian data center venture, Digital Connection, has about 160 megawatts of capacity, of which 60 megawatts is operational and fully leased, with the remainder under construction. On top of that, the firm's India energy platforms expect to add about 4 to 4.5 gigawatts of renewable capacity this year alone. Competition over where to site AI data centers is spreading beyond the United States and the Middle East to India, where power and land are easier to secure. A projected quadrupling of capacity is less a statement about compute demand itself than an answer to the question of where the electricity infrastructure behind it will sit. Fifth, voice AI startup Fish Audio has raised a $50 million seed round. Coreline Ventures and Capital Today led the round with participation from 359 Capital, Parable, Playtime, and HF0, among others. The company was co-founded by Shijia Liao, a former Nvidia researcher, and Rissa Cao. Fish Audio has released 5 models so far, 4 for speech generation and 1 for speech-to-text, with 3 of the speech generation models available as open source. The system supports more than 15,000 natural language controls, and its GitHub repository has passed 31,000 stars. Across open source and hosted versions, the company counts 8 million users and $21 million in annual recurring revenue. Competitors include 11 Labs, Cartesia, and Speechify. The new funding will go toward developing more advanced models and expanding enterprise offerings, with an audio understanding model and a speech-to-speech model both in the pipeline. That's all for this AI News Flash.